Hello everyone and welcome back to another Steel Division 2 video, but this is a little bit of a special one and I'm very excited for it because I got the pleasure to announce the start of FOB Arena, or at least a part of FOB Arena, like the real tournament. It's going to start a little bit later, but what we're going to cover today is basically everything there is to know about it and, very importantly, who will have to play promotion games or qualifiers. So, for those of you who haven't known, and are just watching this to get some news and hear about it, FOB Arena is kind of the new league. Koenig has taken up where Arena left. And a huge shout out to him on this place, because it is, you know, the community definitely, I think, needs some sort of big tournament every now and then. And it's really cool that Koenig decided to do that and put in the work there. So huge shout out to him. And I also feel honored that I got the chance to do all these announcements, things like that, and get the information beforehand a little bit earlier. So, yeah, how does it all work? Basically, there are 4 divisions. Each division has 10 players, so it's not like a league in that sense, because there's limited place in there. And yeah, so there's 40 players in total, 10 in each division. And it's just filled from the top. So Division 1 is going to be filled first, then Division 2 and so on, which means that those players who couldn't be fit in any of those will have to play qualifiers, and some of those will have a chance of getting into the tournament itself. Now, what else is there to note? There are also promotion matches. So if there are players who could be either in the Division 1 higher or lower, they will have to play promotion matches. So, for example, between Division 1 and 2, there are 2 spaces reserved in Division 1 for the winners of the promotion matches, and 2 for the losers will be reserved in Division 2. So, those players are all players that are just a little bit above the standard, I would say the normal skill level of the lower division, but are similarly skilled so that each of them could be fit for the upper division. So they now have to play qualifiers to determine who will actually get to play in the higher bracket. Simple as that. And I think with that out of the way, we can now take a look at those divisions. Now, before we do that, though, it is very important. Koenig has also specifically pointed out, I should really stress this out to you. You will see groups already in there. Those are not, I repeat, not the final groups. So if you see who in which groups you are, that doesn't mean you can start playing those games yet, okay? Because they're really just there as a filler for them for the time being. And once it is clear who won and lost the qualifiers and the promotion matches, then will Koenig actually draw the names for the individual groups. So don't start playing just yet, okay? And once we're through with that, I'm also going to show you the timeline and the rules and everything. So for those of you who haven't read it yet, you will all get updates here as well. So don't leave just yet. Stick around until the end. I will, if I remember, we'll put in timestamps for everything. So you should be able to see that as well. And can skip ahead if you don't want to see everything. And with that out of the way, I think it's finally time to go to Division 1. So here we are, and we have, of course, Gonzo, the current champion of League. And I guess the champion forever for League, as this is not League, this is FOB Arena, although it's kind of the new League. Then we have someone who doesn't need an introduction, Koenig, the host of this tournament. Emil, I think, similar to Koenig, very famous at the moment, since he and Koenig are probably the most active top players at the moment, and we see them a lot. Stan, winner of Division 2 in Steel Division 2 League, also very known for that. And then, of course, one winner of promotion match and also the other one as well. Then we have Yapasa, who finally made his way into Division 1. And I think it's more than deserved. He definitely had a really good time more recently, although in the few very recent tournaments he has been absent, which is, of course, shame. But of course, you know, if someone needs a break from this game, that's totally understandable. Farid Rumble, I think, also doesn't need any introduction. He has been around for quite a while. We all know him. We have seen a lot of his casts, actually. Really good player. And then Lisek is back. So, you know, I wish that we had more of the old guards back, but Lizek is definitely one of them, and I'm very excited that he's here. So great to see him here, and then Luna. And yeah, I mean, look at this. This is already pretty stacked, I would say. So there's going to be some really good games here. I'm hoping that we're going to get some really good casts out of this as well. We're definitely going to, like, for some players like Luna are a guarantee for interesting casts for sure. So gonna be looking forward to this very much. So promotion matches, we do have Frablord, Curb, WF, and Stahlbrecher who have to do promotion matches, and I think that's a fair assortment here. Yeah, Frablord, I think we know as well. We've seen him a couple of times. He's also a very long time player. He's been around for ages, I think. Very nice guy. And Curb, who's kind of the new rising star, I would say. He's improving drastically. And he went from, I think I called one of his games from the, what is it? The Greenhorn tournament before, that was relatively early on. And in the early stages of this channel, and now he's already, playing the promotion matches for Division 1, so pretty impressive, actually. Then WF has also been around for quite a while, and Stahlbrecher, both these phenomenal players, and we have seen them quite a few times as well in the past. So the two winners of those will get into, so either Frablord or Curb will get into Division 1, and either WF and Stahlbrecher will get into Division 1 as well. So these finals here are not actually played. And yeah, the loser of those will be in Division 2, so we will definitely still get to see some of their games. Speaking of Division 2, this is Division 2. So we have 6 players here who are fixed, and then 2 from the promotion matches for Div 1. The losers will be in this Division 2. And then we have the promotion matches for Division 2, of which the winners will also be in this division. So we have Bori, doesn't need any introduction, our famous guy here from New Zealand, I think. Really nice guy, good player. Attack Power, the man, the myth, the legend, is also in this bracket. I'm very excited for that. And then Herr Robert, which, by the way, since we have done the shout out to Koenig, we also should give a huge shout out to Herr Robert at this place, who is keeping the competitive scene alive basically single-handedly by organizing the Greenhorn tournament, the intermediate tournament, and the open tournament. So huge thank you to Robert as well, by the way. It's also, these tournaments are used for practicing for League or for FOB Arena. So it's very useful to have those. So thanks a lot to Robert as well while we're at it. And then we do have Hippoca, which I think we haven't seen in many tournaments, maybe not at all. I'm not 100% sure. Pretty good player as well. Met him in the queue a few times. He's pretty good. Then, this is myself. I'm very happy to also be here. And I'm actually very much hoping that I'm going to be matched against Attack Power. I definitely want to have a game between the two casters. And if we're going to get that Attack Power, in case you're watching this Attack Power, if we get a game against each other, I do want to double cast. That would be a fun one. And then we have Espresso. I think also should be a familiar name to quite a few of you. So if you haven't done him, you will definitely see some of his games for sure as well. He's a good player. And I think then we can go to, continue on to see who these two might be. And we have Morbrook, not a rising star, I would say. I haven't seen him much in tournaments recently. Maybe he's an old tournament player, I don't know. Wasn't around there, but at least as of recent, I haven't seen a lot of him. And all of a sudden, he started popping up and doing pretty well, actually. So very excited there. Jeff Jefferson has also had some pretty good games. Roy, another new player who is doing decently well, I think. And also another content creator, unfortunately, or fortunately, just only in French. So unfortunately, not all of us are going to be having the pleasure to watch his content. I'm sure we'll cover some of these games as well. And then Gascard, we've seen him in quite a few videos as well. I think we all know him as well. Also, really nice player. Moving on. Again, so either Morbrook or Jeff will go to Division 2, and either Roy or Gascard will go to Division 2, and the other one will go to Division 3, and we can see right now against who they might have to play. So, of course, these would be the losers of second promotion match for Division 2. The 2 players, out of those 4 players we've just seen. And here we do have Osimo, who I don't think we have seen in tournaments at all, or maybe not. Maybe in a few rare ones. He mostly became famous for climbing really high up in the ranked ladder with SSB back in the Man of Steel meta. So I'm actually very curious to see how he holds up in tournament. Taki, who, for those of you who haven't, maybe I've covered the game, I hope I have, maybe not. He has been playing, I think for the first or maybe second time in a 1v1 tournament, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen him before in my Run Down Divisions tournament. He's been doing fairly well, so I'm very excited to have him here as well. And then Waiko Mamori, I think we all know him. I'm a little bit surprised about him being so low. We've expected him to at least be in the qualifiers. The promotion games, because he's actually pretty decent. I've had my run into him a few times, and so far I think we have tied every time, and I think he's won every tiebreaker out of those. So I have some catching up to do. That is Spectacular. We've seen him quite a few times as well. I think we all know him as well. Atla, the host of this Discord that this is in, and a Blitz, who was away for quite a while, but I remember back when I started playing tournaments, at some point I felt like, I was finally winning a lot of games and I was getting the hang out of it and feeling like I could finally win a tournament. And then Blitz showed up and I kind of destroyed these hopes at once. So he's also a pretty decent player, but let's see how well. We've seen him in a few recent casts, so he's actually still got it. So let's see how he will do here. And then, of course, we do have the winner for the promotion matches for Division 3 as well, which is going to be Shimas, which I think we've also seen in the One Down Division tournament, if I don't remember correctly. Didi, Micha, and Peakter. So I think we've seen all four in previous tournaments as well. So it's cool that we see them also in the big one right here. And again, Shimas or they will make it to Division 3, and either Mecha or Pector will also make it to Division 3, and the other two will go into Division 4, which are going to come right now. So here we start to see some names that we haven't seen a lot. Some of them we have seen recently as well. So we have Dalweb. I don't think I've seen that name before. We have Fat Pizzle, someone who we definitely have seen before in some tournaments. I'm not sure if it has been casted. Jager, I've actually a game recorded with him, but I think it is not. I don't think I've uploaded it. I think it's one of my backup videos with him against Drago Tango. So also new to the tournament scene as far as I can tell, but having a decent start, I would say. And then we have Panzerloli, which we have also seen previously, and Amromi, which I would think we have seen as well in one tournament or two, but I can't remember for sure. I'm sure we'll see plenty of him in this one. And then, last but not least, we do have the qualifiers. And this is actually really cool. So this is an idea that I really like here from Koenig. So he makes the whole thing, of course, a little bit more exclusive with there only being 40 players fixed. But the cool thing is, for all of those who haven't been able to secure a spot for sure, you can play qualifiers. And that's kind of a mini tournament, meaning that even if you can't manage to get into the tournament, like the real tournament, you still have your own mini tournament to play, and you can still, have a proper tournament, have some fun, have a little bit of tension there, and get to show off your skills. So this is actually really cool in my opinion, and I'm very excited that we get to see it like this. So this is double elimination. As you could see previously, there's 3 players from this selection here who actually will manage to go up there. So basically the way it's going to work is we have the first round and then we have the second round. So this is basically 2 finals. So the 2 winners here will automatically go into the Division 4. And this match here will not going to be played. Now, all the losers from this round will get another round here. So they will get another chance, which I think is really cool, because this is double elimination and not single elimination. So they will have another chance at going against each other. And then the winners of these 2 games will play the losers of these 2 games. And then the 2 winners of these games will have to go against each other. And the winner of that will take the 3rd spot in FOB Arena. This match will not be played. So this is how it's going to go. And I think this is a really cool way of doing things, which is, I think it's relatively fair. And again, it just gives those players who can't make it still a good run of some tournament experience, which I think is very valuable there. And with that out of the way, I think we can now go to the rules. But first, what is the timeline for the qualifiers and the promotion matches? Well, it starts today, basically. As you're seeing this is when it officially starts. So you can start playing your games now. The challenge will go live at some point after this video has been published. Maybe put some up before. I don't actually know what his timeline is exactly, but I think he wants the video to come out first. So yeah, it starts then, and then they will last until the, I think, 18th of August. So this is on the as long as that you have time to play them. And then Koenig will announce the actual final divisions and the final groups. As again, the groups here are just placeholder, they will change. And yeah, so what's important for you if you want to start them now? Well, simply it's a best of 3. And you should upload, I can actually show you this in just a second. So if you have the FOB Discord here, you can scroll down here to tournaments, where you should have the channel SD tournament replays, and you simply drag and drop your replay files in here once you have played all your tournaments. So Koenig wants you to have all, like everything together in one place, so that it's easier for him to actually get the results and log them. And again, very important, it is a best of 3. And that leaves basically one last thing to do before I repeat the timeline again. And that is the rules. So the rules, if you go on the FOB Discord, you will find SD Arena channel chat here. And up here, you will find these rules pinned right here. That's very important, of course. So let's quickly take a look at them though, so that everything is clear. And very important, if something is unclear, the chat is there, you know where it is, and you can always ask questions there. So, a diff makes up 2 groups of A and B of 5 players by group, of course. Each map is best of 2, 2 points for win, 1 point for a draw, 0 points for a loss. Very reasonable. Now, for each group, the 3 first players will advance into playoffs. However, the first one will be directly qualified for the semi-finals, and second and third will play against second and third of the other group. It's going to be 4 weeks, but Koenig is ready to give another week if needed. But you should try not to let it come to that, of course. And then the goal is that, and very important, by the way, after that you have to play 1 match at least in the first 2 weeks, 2 after the first 3 weeks, and so on. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Then you get into the playoffs, which he aims at taking 3 weeks in total, so 2 for the semifinals, quarters and semifinals, and 1 for the final. So 1 each for each stage, basically. And those, of course, will be best of 3, as this is single elimination. Now, the rule set is pretty classical. I'm still gonna, be very clear about it here so that everyone knows. But I think most of you will know how this works. So you will do the flip, and whoever wins on the flip can decide if he's player 1 or player 2. This then switches for game 2, and for all the best of 3, where there's a game 3, you just flip again, and you can decide. The map pool is all the 1v1 maps, and the player 1 used the rmap command to get the 5 maps, of course, and then you take turns at banning maps with player 1 starting, so player 2 gets to decide who gets the map, and which map is played, and then you have the usual. Player 2 is banning 4 divisions, player 1 is banning 4 divisions, player 2 is banning 4 divisions again, and player 1 is banning 4 divisions again. So this is the exact same rule set as used in League. And then, of course, all the bans are for both players. You cannot pick a division that your opponent is already picked. You do pick factions again, so player 1 picks faction first, second player counters picks that, and player 1 picks a division, player 2 picks a division, player 2 also then picks income, and player 1 counters the income. the game mode is also the same as usual. You should all know it. So the player with the best connection should host the lobby, of course. It is capture flag, match engagement, 750 starting sources, 1 times income, 1 times duration. And very important, you should put spectator 2 on so that people can also watch if they want to. Yeah, don't put the huge time limit in. This is something that Koenig specifically said, but it's also fairly generally known for a lot of players. You should simply just surrender if you are the one with fewer tickets by the 50-minute mark. Whenever it is actually close, this is something that is not written here, but this is like common rule. Whenever it's really close and you cannot determine who win, one of you just surrenders, and then you'll have to message the organizer, in this case Koenig, and usually the organizer will review it to decide if someone actually won. So we had very recent, it's a video that it's a game that I casted as well. We recently had a tie in tickets actually, and usually that is determined by flags. I'm sure Koenig will make a rule of that as well if needed. Or it is just accepted that it's a standard rule anyway. So I don't know. But that's basically how it works. Again, send your replays when all your games have been played, because that makes it way easier for Koenig to log it, because otherwise you'll have to remember that one of you won, and then he has to, if not, he has to go looking for replays throughout the whole channel. So try not to do that and be nice as he's doing all the work here. So I think that should be pretty clear, at least I hope so. Again, if anything is unclear to you, you can always ask here in the SD Arena channel chat, and Koenig will happily answer, or if it's like a question that is generally useful for any tournament, is that like if it's a general question that every tournament veteran can answer, they will answer you too. Also, by the way, if you are one of the newer players, if you're a newer player and playing for the qualifiers and you have some questions, there is the little how to play tournament series on my channel as well. So feel free to check that out if you feel like you really can need it. Most of you watching probably don't, because you all know how it works, and this is more of a beginner's kind of thing. The last one will actually come out on Sunday about how you adjust your deck to the of how you adjust your deck to the matchup. And yeah, with that out of the way, I think there's nothing more to say than good luck. Again, the timeline is as following. As soon as this video is live, the qualifiers and promotion matches officially start, and at around between 18th and 22nd of August, the actual groups will be announced, and then the tournament itself really starts. Last thing before we close it, and I guess some of you might miss that, some of you might not. I do want to play a little game with you guys. So if all of you can, if you want to, write in the comments who for each division, or for each division that you want to make your guess, you can write who wins the qualifiers, and then we'll see, in the end. So after the whole tournament is done, so we do that as well in the group phase. We do that with the semifinals, quarterfinals, finals, and then in the end we'll make it quick. When I do like the finishing video, we can have a quick look at how correct you and I were. So feel free to do that. I'm actually very interesting and curious to see what you guys think. But anyway, thanks for watching. Good luck to all the participants, and have a great day. See you next time.